Hi, I want to talk about customizing your cost of goods sold accounts. So, cost of goods sold are basically the costs related to selling a product. So, it could be your cost to purchase the product and resell it, or it could be your cost related to creating the product. But either way, it's really nice to have set accounts for your cost of goods sold costs. So, the way I like to look at this is to think first of all about how you've set up your income accounts for your products. And this is specific to every business, but we'll take an example. Let's say you are a makeup retailer, so you're purchasing makeup from a wholesaler and then you're reselling it. So you can set up your buckets in different ways. You may want to do it by type of product, or you may want to do it by product line. It's really however it will be most useful for you to look at in reports, and also how you'll be tracking it for inventory purposes. So in our example, let's say we're a company kind of similar to, say, Sephora. So we're buying products at wholesale, and then we're going to resell them to our customers. And we are going to organize our income accounts by type. So you can see here, I've already set up some sample accounts, and they're all under product income. So we have fragrance income, hair care income, makeup income, and skincare income. So since we like to see our income coming in like this by product type, we're going to set up our cost of goods sold accounts the same way. So the reason we do that is we'll be able to start seeing profitability by product type, which is really useful information, right? You could see if your hair care is doing really well, or maybe it's not, or if your skincare had a really great month. So you can really start to see the profitability by product type. So let's set up some cost of goods sold accounts that line up with our income accounts. Let's go up to the top here, and we're in the chart of accounts under accounting. And we'll go to new here and just choose cost of goods sold as the account type. And then we'll do supplies and materials. And I like to just use the COGS header, and then I'll do the type. So let's say fragrance, for example. And that's basically it. We've got our first cost of goods sold account created. Let's do another one. And same thing, I'm going to use this cost of goods sold dash hair care. So I'll create the other two really quickly. Skincare. And then our last one is makeup. Okay, so now we have cost of goods sold accounts that line up with our income accounts. If we scroll down here into the cost of goods sold section, you can see our cost of goods sold for each product type. So again, when this comes into the profit and loss, if we just hop over to a profit and loss report, just kind of for a visual aid, it's not populated yet because we just created the accounts, but we would see our income at the top by type, and then we would see our cost of goods sold by type. So then you could even make some nice custom reports where you could see the profitability of each type of product. So again, really useful information for you. The last thing I want to mention is that we also need to have, as a product-based business, inventory accounts created in those same buckets. I have a lesson on this, so watch the lesson that talks about adjusting between inventory and cost of goods sold. So that will explain it in more detail. So I won't go into that here, but I just want to show you how to set up the inventory accounts so that at quarter end you can make an adjustment between your inventory and cost of goods sold accounts. So again, watch the lesson on that. But let's go over how to set up those accounts. If we go over to accounting, back to the chart of accounts, I'll just do one sample one. So we're using the same buckets that we used for our cost of goods sold accounts, and we're going to this time choose other current assets, and the detail type is inventory. I keep inventory here just like I did with cost of goods sold, and then I'll just create my first account for fragrance. So I would do this for each of those buckets, and that way you can easily adjust between inventory and cost of goods sold. So as a product-based business, you'll have your income accounts set up in certain buckets. You'll have your cost of goods sold by the same buckets, and then your inventory accounts also in those same buckets, and you should be set to categorize your transactions.